Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to show you this deck. This deck is called Angrath's War Galleon. If you kind of study history, a war galleon is basically an ancient warship. A lot of times you'll have archers on a warship like this, or maybe some primitive style catapults, smaller version, that kind of thing. And it kind of is a nice name for a deck that goes well with this guy here, Angrath the Flame Chained. This deck is a deck that is going to try to use this ability here, this Fiery Demise. You can see, I'll read what this thing says here, and you can see what the point of this deck will be. It says here, Fiery Demise, create a support with whenever a card enters your opponent's graveyard from anywhere, deal 6 damage to your opponent. So if you're paying attention, you can kind of see where this is going, right? It's basically going to do 6 damage every time a card goes into your opponent's graveyard. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to put a ton of cards there. A ton of cards. And if you get enough cards there, you'll win the game. Here are the cards that are in this deck. These are the cards that I want to use to send cards into your opponent's graveyard. Phoenix, the God of Deception. It says here, as long as the sum of your devotions to black and blue is 7 or more, your first creature gets +4/+7 against hexproof. That one is not so important. The one that's important is this one over here. Alright, this bottom part, it says at the end of your turn, destroy the top X cards of target player's library. X is the sum of your creature's base toughness. Alright, so we're going to have a lot of creatures down with really good base toughness, and it's going to destroy cards for you. That's really good. Anawan the Ruin Thief. This is another good one that I like. This is a vampire rogue. It says here, while on the battlefield, your other rogues will get +2/+2. When a rogue creature you control deals combat damage to your opponent's planeswalker, destroy the top X cards of your opponent's library, then draw a card. X is the amount of damage that you deal. So we're going to try to do a lot of damage, and when you do that damage, you're going to throw cards into the graveyard. So that's another one that's going to help us with that. I want to point out, here's another one. Baragoth, the Blood Sky Sire. Pick one of the first 4 different cards from your library, fetch that card gains half of its mana. This is one of those inconspicuous cards that I really like because it has this boast ability, which means that you can save some mana in your hand and then use it to fetch one of the 4 different cards that you have on the top of your deck. That's a nice way of speeding this deck up, getting the cards that you want, making sure you're able to do what you need to do. Another good one here is Demonic Embrace. It says target creature you control gets +6/+3 and gains flying, then it gains a demon subtype. At the beginning of your turn, if this card is in your graveyard, you may lose 13 life and discard the last card in your hand. If you do, this card gets full mana. You'll see that this card is a nice one that's going to buff this guy here, or buff this one here, which is of course another rogue card that's going to just help you throw things into your opponent's graveyard. Right here it says, when a rogue creature you control attacks, destroy the top 2 cards of your opponent's library. Again, you can kind of see what we're going with. If you wanted to build a deck similar to this, you can. Alright, let's see what we can do. Hopefully we get some good gameplay for you guys today, and then it will, hopefully show you guys how this deck works. We'll just throw a lot of things in the graveyard, have that Fiery Demise card out, and once that ability is going and running, yeah, we should be able to win this thing using that kind of damage. Alright, it looks okay here. We got Shadow Spear. This is a nice one. It kind of gives you that buff. Chromanticore is another one that's nice. Gives you a buff, gives you a ton of abilities here. So I think we'll start working with that. Looks like we got 2 match 5s on the board ready for us, so that's nice. I'm thinking we'll go with that. Now, Chromanticore is a real nice one. What I'm thinking is we might just play Chromanticore first, and then see what we can do. But you know what? I'll give it some time. I'll try to be patient with this one. There we go. Wow, a nice 5 match there. Alright, we'll go with this. Okay, and let's see what we can do. Opponent's going to have a turn. I'm kind of holding back there because I didn't really want to use the Chromanticore. We'll give it a couple of turns though, guys, because if the Chromanticore is the only creature we have, then we'll go with it. If not, we're going to just try to be patient. It might just be at the end of the day we're going to have to go with it. Alright, so we'll see. Anyway, kind of keeping track of this, we're powering up our Fiery Demise. It's going really well. We're moving our way up there. I think we'll go like this. And you know what? We'll just go with the Chromanticore. at least we gave it a chance, because I think what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to put some damage on the opponent. We're going to be able to play some good defense with that guy there. It would be nice if we had some rogues in our hand, but you know, we don't have those rogues that we want. We don't have the creature that lets us fetch, right? So, you know, sometimes we just got to make the best of what we have. And let's take a look at how that's going to play out. Okay, we're looking like we're doing some good things here. At a point like that in the game, when you're playing with this card or this deck, what I would maybe consider doing is matching these gems here that give you the loyalty. They're not going to give you any sort of mana to your cards, but you know, at this point we're like, hey, you know what, we don't need the mana to the cards right now. The main thing is building up our ability here, because once we get that fiery demise, yeah, we're going to be able to put damage down, and you know, no problem. There we go. Shatter Skull Smashing. This should give us a land card because of that land forming ability. It does give us a land card here, so that's good. Man, the opponent is just like loading up on these loyalty gems here. That kind of helps us in a way. Alright, there's the Convert that we talked about, and Anawan is here. Okay, Anawan is really nice, as I talked about. Anawan's going to help because it gives us the ability to get some cards into your opponent's graveyard. You know, we talked about how important that is, so we're going to want to get to doing that. There's Anawan there. Shadow Spear. Okay, it looks like we're in control of this game. We're going to hopefully be able to pump this guy up, get some good defense going. At this point, we got some good cards in the hand as far as spells that are going to help us to play some defense. So we're not super focused on that at this moment. There we go. Vigoroth is a nice one too. Alright, tell you what, let's hit our Fiery Demise. Now, as we mentioned, the Fiery Demise is nice because it will give us the ability to throw cards into the graveyard every time we... Oh, look at that. Look how nice. Alright. Demonic Embrace this guy. There we go. There we go. As you can see, throwing cards into the graveyard because he's attacked and he's done that damage right there. And look at that. He's ripping off pieces of life there. That's huge. Guys, one more time like that and this thing is over. I don't know, I hope you guys like the deck. I hope you guys can find ways to adapt this to kind of like your style and the cards that you have. That's really the whole point of this channel. I want to just put out ideas so that way you guys can use them in the ways that you guys feel is important. And that's basically what we're trying to do here. Demonic Embrace again, yeah, we'll do that. Demonic Embrace will come out of the graveyard. We can load up Anawan here with that. But it kind of doesn't matter. This game's over. Anyway, guys, we hope you guys liked the video. Like and subscribe, as I always say. It really does help the channel. And that's basically it. I'll play the rest of this thing out here. You'll see how it goes. This is it. We can do the amount of damage that we need, and that's it. Okay, guys, that's it for me. Good gaming.